How's it going, guys? So we're back with some Skyrim modding again, and this time we're looking at whatever options that we have still left for us, because there are quite a few things that still need to get done with our mod. So let's go ahead and jump straight into that. So what task are we gonna pick? It's always a good place to start, because we've done quite a few things already. I've got an option to change polling rate. Skip existing XP activities reward. That could be one we could do. I think that's gonna be quite a fun one. I think we should do that. So let us do skip existing XP activities reward. There we go. Okay, so where do we start? What's the first thing we want to do? What is the first thing we need to do? Let's see. So we wanted an option to, when enabling an XP activity, the player gets a summary of the amount of actions performed and total XP they'd earn, and they get a choice to either accept the XP reward or discard it. Okay. When they activate an XP activity. So we're gonna have to go and check the configurator menu out. And we're gonna have to go find one that we've enabled. Let's go and figure out where we have those tracking options. I think it's under XP settings. So let's find XP settings. Now those are for multipliers. Oh wait, it's not. So it's a tracking options. I think it should be under there. Activity categories, that's, yeah. So there. So malls, for example. So if we selected malls, what would happen? I think right at the end, we're checking so long as the name and index are greater than 0. And as long as there's a name, then if the activity state is enabled, we're going to disable it, else enable it. So we're setting the XP activity state. So it seems we're going to have to modify an existing function that we have and basically flesh it out a bit more to get what we want to achieve. So we're looking for the set XP activity state function. So let's go and find that. There it is. And all this function does is takes the activity state and enables it. And if it becomes enabled, okay, we gotta go a step further. The reason being that only enables it. Once it's enabled, we have another function which is reward existing XP activities. I believe that's the only one that gets called. So this massive function, reward existing XP activities. So that needs to happen right at the end, I think, after we've calculated everything, so that we can like show that window of information. So let's do some testing here. That happens over here. Set value, new IXP. So before we even do this, we're gonna add a check. We're gonna need an if, obviously. If b variable, I'm calling it b variable now because we're gonna give it a name. I just wanna get some structure in here. Then we're gonna move all this. Then we want to add a end if over here to close that if loop. So we could call it, what should our boolean be? If b reward XP, I guess. This is a decent name. B reward XP. True, false. So we need a dialog that pops up, right? Which basically says, so let's get a message box in here for now. So we're going to do a message box. Are we going to say Skyrim XP add-on? I think I added the message box somewhere else. Let's just see the format that we did that in. Is this the only place we did it in? I'm pretty sure we did it in the functions as well. There we go. I did some pretty cool stuff with message boxes before. There we go. Whoops. So Skyrim XP add-on. When you enable, okay, let's see what happens when you enable. Reward existing. Does it ever call that? Yeah, there we go. Since we're leaving the tracking activities menu, let's check for any XP activities the player may have chosen to enable, and if any are found at random. Okay, so we are calling reward XP reward existing. So that's every time we set them. Okay, okay. Whew, this is going to be tricky now, because we don't want to spam them. We have, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there are a lot of track stats, and imagine you enable all of them, you're going to get a message box for every single one. So we need a smarter way of handling this. We need to like catch them all somehow. That's going to be tricky. I mean, if it's a first time setup, maybe we actually should have a message box for every single one. I mean, if you're going to enable them all, we'll figure it out afterwards. We can add like a variable that checks or something. We'll do it with the spam. So maybe let me just make a note here, so I don't forget. Deal with message box spam. Cool. So let's go and add the framework. Message box Skyrim XP add-on. What's the message gonna be? You have chosen to enable can we get the name of the stat? What's the name of the stat that we're currently tracking? Stat name. You have chosen to enable plus stat name. You have chosen to enable, so let's say lockpicking XP tracking. Existing completed activities were detected. If I could spell activities, God, I hate this keyboard. Existing completed activities were detected. Okay. And then we should have a section where we're specifying how much XP was detected. So we're gonna go like this. XP to be rewarded, and then we're gonna say the XP amount. You have chosen to enable activity tracking. Existing complete activities were detected. XP to rewarded. And then we're going to have a new line. And then we're going to say, would you like what should the prompt be? Would you like to Would you like to we can make it better later. Let's just get us something in. Would you like to accept the existing reward? Or discard it? And then we're going to add another note which states activities going forward for this tracked stat will be rewarded. I think that's a good start. Message box. Can we actually show a message box? Trying to actually find something now. Whoops. Where did I have a message box in my... I didn't have one in my previous script. Oops. That's why I'm not searching for message box. That would explain why. Pretty sure I had a message box. Did I? Huh, I didn't. Oh, I did. Because the problem is I don't think you can pass an argument. I might have to use an actual message box to get the buttons. But that's okay, we can do that. Yeah, we're gonna need a new message box. So let's go ahead to our creation kit. And we're gonna go to message. And we're gonna have one DMN SXPA. Hold on, let's just... Where we're gonna have it under tracking? I feel it's under tracking. Because when I'm doing the debug, update player stats, where would that fall under? So I'm gonna have to call it SXPA message. Confirm XP reward. Confirm reward XP maybe? Yeah, I think that's good. Skyrim XP add-on, confirm, whoops. And then we can just copy what we can have what we have in the function. Only problem is we need to pass. This is going to be tricky now. Because we need to pass a variable. And I think you can only pass Tricky, tricky. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Because you see over here, we need to pass this variable, stat name. But from what I can remember, you can only pass integers, so like numbers. You can't pass strings as an argument to the message box. And how will the player know which activity was just enabled? You know, it will say, you can have a generic message like, would you like to redeem the XP reward for this previous activity, but how would you know what it is? And let me just think now, so we could use the show message function, which takes floats as an argument. So we could do that. But that's still not going to help us, because passing a number doesn't really help. Damn. So there goes that idea. Why can't we have a yes no? Because if I have this message box over here, the message box is just going to show a OK. So we can add that message box, and then we can do show. This one actually has me stumped. I need to actually think about it. How do we work around this? Unless we don't do it on an individual basis, and we only do it once. There's that, right? God, I hate the limitations sometimes. Because we can display a message box and display everything that we want in there, but we can't have additional buttons. It's just going to be an OK. That's the default message box. And show message accepts a float as an argument, but what's a float going to be good for? Why didn't they allow you to have a string that you could pass on and display that? It's so silly. We could do text replacement, but that's like way complicated for what we're trying to do. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to like ditch the whole we're still gonna have to rework this code, so gained whatever XP across tracked activity events. Oh, so we can maybe add it here. Problem is we're doing all these calculations and we need to do them in order to tell the player, look, this is how much XP you're gonna get. It's my debug messages that are an issue now, because the reason it's an issue is because you kind of still want debug messages. I guess we can still leave that. So we could check the total XP allocated. So I think we need our if here. So this should be moved here, that's for sure. And these should be moved in. Now we should have a thing where we specify set XP value to total XP allocated. Now the only issue I can think of is what if the total XP allocated goes over the flow, right? So the random XP value would be 0 in any event. Huh. So that's actually never really a worry that we should worry about. So we need to just do one more check, which is if I total XP, whoops, current XP, right, plus, so as long as our current XP plus total XP allocated is less than 2148, that's the limit. We do an else if we just give the max amount of XP, I guess. But I'm just gonna see if that can be abused in any way. because that's the one thing I'm worried about. In which case can this be abused? So if the current XP, how much XP you have, plus the total XP allocated as a whole number is less than the max integer that you can have, then we set the value, the XP value, to I total XP allocated, right? Else we're going to assume you would have gone over that, so we're just going to set the value to the max. And because you would have gone over that, we should add a message stating, I think we're already doing that. Yeah, we're already doing that. Cool. Let's remove this if and this end if. And just shift this all 1. We can bring this message box out of here because it's anyway not gonna be here. Oh man. Oh. This tiny keyboard. I'm gonna just have this as a placeholder for now, until we figure out what we're gonna do with it. So that means we must not set the value of our XP, obviously. Oh, this would have been wrong, because the value should be I current XP plus I total XP allocated. Because if we just set it to XP allocated, it would just obviously not take into account your previous XP. So we can have a new integer if we want here. New XP? What did we call it before? I new XP. Oh, we were doing that. Okay, so we're just going to use I new XP then. I new XP is equal to, yeah, it's going to be the current XP plus total XP allocated. Then we can do a check where it's like that. That's a bit cleaner as well. And then we can set the value to our new XP. So we need the message box to pop up, which is going to say this. How are we going to rewrite this now? You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Detected. Would you like to accept or discard it? And I could just leave this, I guess. And then it should be accept. I mean, how did we have it before? That's weird. Accept, discard. We could just have accept and discard. We don't need more options, right? I mean, what other options would we need? Okay, now total XP to be rewarded. That's where we can add the amount. Where's the spend XP? Oh, there it is. So we just have to pass that as a variable when we call the message. There we go. Dot show. Okay, so we need actually these two things. I is going to be the amount of total XP allocated. So we actually don't need I, so it's just I button. And we need to now pass this as a message box. We've never passed a message box before, so how are we gonna do this? I think it's message. So after all the arrays, so send the arrays first. That's set random XP, reward existing, there we go. Call it like M message. We've never had to pass a message on before. Because what does it really hold? So let's try that. Don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's how we want it. But we can test and see. Because it then basically needs to show this. mMessage.show with I total XP allocated, which then it's going to say total XP to reward, not rewarded. So total XP to reward, and then the amount. And then we have accept discard. So this needs to happen beforehand, before we even do anything. This needs to come out of here then. So I button equal to message to show. We didn't make a boolean called b reward XP, did we? How long is this function? Jeez. Yeah, we didn't. Go! So we're gonna say if I button equal to 0, because 0 is except one is discard. Else, if I button equal to 1, then we're gonna discard it and do nothing, which is, let's continue after the break. Gonna leave a notification. No XP will be rewarded for existing XP activities. No XP will be rewarded for existing XP activities. There we go. I think that's good, huh? Now let's try to compile, which I have a feeling it's not gonna quite work the way I want it to, because of the way I'm using message. I button is defined, undefined. Alright. There we go. Should be able to do that again. Okay, why are we failing this time? iCurrent XP is undefined. Line 1031. Oh, because it's part of a if now. Why am I doing it there? I'm doing it, oh, inside the loop every time. So I might have to just duplicate that, unless, because I don't want to cause complications. I want the loop to update each time so it reflects. Actually, no, you know what we can do? We're just going to define it first. So let's get current XP like that, and then remove this. That's perfect. And then down here, current XP will work. Total XP allocated, I think, has the same issue? Or did I define that outside of it? So we can actually make this part of yeah, so that should be fine. New XP? I mean, that should be fine. So let's just go and compile this, solve whatever other issues come up now. 1242. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Wait, what? Line 1242 under functions. Line 1242. Can't be. Oh, right. Because what are the variables that we pass? Message, right. So we need M message, whatever M message is. We need message, and that is for reset SXPA progress. Oh man, wherever this gets called, we literally have to go and edit every single function now. Isn't that wonderful? So we're going to add a new variable. We need a more descriptive name now, clearly. Call it reward message. I think reward message should be good. So we need to add a message property somewhere here. Message shown to the player. Message shown to the player to decide on there we go. That should be better. And then every single place that I use this now needs to use M reward message. Whoops. So I could probably do a find and replace, which would be much easier. But let's just manually make sure. There's only 3 of them, I think. Thankfully. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Only 3 in here. Player alias doesn't use it. Oh, that's just for reset. Then we still have the reward existing XP activities, which needs reward message. There's 2 of them as well. Yeah, there's just 1 and 2. The configurator menu is gonna have plenty though. You know what I think we should do? We should really do a find and replace rather. And we're gonna do that based on this. So replace that. Find this. Replace it with that. Configurator menu. There's a lot. Oh damn. We messed up. I don't know how we messed up there. But we did. It's supposed to look like this. Silly. There we go. That looks a bit better. Did we mess up here as well? No, we didn't. We should now be able to compile. That compiled file. The configurator menu. That compiled fine and config. Nice. Okay. Oh, and the event handler, of course. That compiled fine as well. Then we need to open up the event handler, and we need to fill that property, don't we? And I just realized something. What if I'm naming it should have named it DMN SXPA message. Should have named it this. Notification message. So let's see where this is used. Let's see how we handled this. That's interesting. I just called it directly. Message. Oh, okay, this is where our messages are. So under event handler we want message property. That's what it needs to be. So what we do is make a new variable. Message. And call it S reward message, I think it was. M reward message. Reward message equal to that, so it mirrors it. The only problem is you can't set values outside of a function, so that's not going to work. Arg. So literally all these messages need to turn into this. Oh man. So they're all gonna look like this, unfortunately. Find that and turn it into this for every single occurrence. Missing that part. Does that look good? Yeah. Then we can go back to the event handler, and this is going to be called message property, blah blah blah. That's fine. Great stuff. That also means wherever we use reward existing, reward existing needs to change to, whoopsie, that. And that. Those two are sorted. Event handler is fine. Player alias is fine. The only other thing, it was reward existing and reset. What was it called again? It was something reset. Reset SXPA progress. That used the variable. There we go. I think we only use it 3 times. Yep. And all 3 of those are using the correct one now. Okay, and then I think we may have used it in config. Only once though. There we go. Cool stuff. Okay, now the function itself. When we're doing reward existing XP activities, We should rename mMessage to oh no, we can leave it as mMessage, I guess. That's going to be too long. Just leave it as mMessage, it's fine. Because we're passing what mMessage is anyway. Right at the end. Ooh, woofy. Okay. We're gonna have to compile all of this again. Functions. Configurator menu. Event handler. And the config. Nice. Then the updater. We're not... Are we using this? No, we're not. We're not using anything from here, but we are in the event handler. So the event handler now needs to be filled for confirm reward XP. We're going to autofill. Boom. We got the message. Sweet. And that's the message they're going to see. 1 is accept, 0 is discard. Well, 0 is accept, 1 is discard. And let's test it out now, finally. Jeez. Let's see if we actually get that message. Huh. It's weird. Why is my Skyrim glitching out now? Let me switch scene, see if that fixes it. No, Skyrim! Come back to us! We need you, Skyrim. It's like popping up and then not popping up. Okay, let me try and sort this out. Okay, Skyrim's being a little bit temperamental. Let me just go out of it and go back into it. See if that solves the problem. Alright, there we go. That's a bit better. Thank you for behaving now. So as soon as this updates and we do the reward existing XP activities and whatnot, so we should be version 3? Yeah, we are. We're version 3. Cool. What needs to happen now is we need to trigger an existing stat. So we're going to go tracked activities and we're going to turn on something. Let's say, what do we know we've done? Let's say like animals killed. I'm sure I've killed like one animal. I'm a bad person, I know. So apparently we didn't kill any animals. Is that true? Combat? Ah. Complete pacifist. Damn it. We've assaulted someone, but we're not tracking that. Main quest? I think we already have that enabled. Days past. How about days past? Was that one of them? I can't remember now. Was days past one of them? Yeah, it was. So let's enable days past. Let's see what happens. So when we close this, we should... something should be happening. There we go. Nice. So we gotta fix this up because it looks hideous. And I think the padding is because of the buttons. So because we only have 2 buttons, it's like smushing them up. So if we can just cut detected, we've got to make this a bit shorter. Would you like to accept the existing XP reward or discard it? That's also a bit too long, and that's a bit too long. So if we can like either add extra or take it away. Total XP to reward, and I think total XP to reward, the value should be underneath. Let's see what happens if we go accept versus discard. So I'm gonna set set DMN SXPA experience points to 0. So if I go accept, is it gonna give me 69? 69 experience points? Because we have 0 experience points. So if I go accept, and now we got 4863. Can't remember what it was before. But I think it did it. What other stats are we tracking that we can test this with? Dungeons cleared is on by default. Standing stones found I think is on by default. Chests looted I think is off. That would be under general I think it was. Chests looted, oh, chests looted is on by default. We gotta find a stat that is not on by default. Books read is on by default, that I remember. We haven't bribed anyone. Ingredients harvested, I think that is off by default. Let's just confirm. Wait, it's not crafting. It is general? Wait, was it crafting? Oh, it was. Ingredients harvested is on by default. Damn it, why did I think that was off by default? Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to load a... We're gonna have to load like my original save. Like back when. So this is my level 80 save. Whoa. I forgot to have a message like this. We even have a timer. Estimated time to completion. 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Damn, 15,000 activities, huh? I think that's... Huh? It's already done. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Existing complete activities were detected. Total XP to reward 2... What is that number even? 203 million. Damn. So let us check how much XP we have currently. What happens if we reject it? So if I say discard, screw you. Don't want it. Does it still give it to me? No. Experience points? 0. Huh. Is it still busy? It said 3 minutes. Like a little bit confused. Maybe I was counting like... I'm pretty sure I had this accurate before, so I'm gonna wait those 3 minutes to see what it's doing. It might still be busy, but then how did that... Oh... I think I know what's going on. I think, maybe... That might have been 2 million just for one of them. Let me just go back to my debug and see what's going on. Let's check out debug quickly. What is going on? It's still busy. That was for dungeons cleared. Ah, so it is still busy. Okay, never mind then. Let us go back and wait. Patiently.
Did you need something, Papa?
No, Papa didn't need anything. Oops, sorry. Did not mean to do that. Don't get mad with me. I think it's done now. No XP will be rewarded for existing XP activities. It is now safe to save your game. That message must actually technically wait. It's not safe to save your game because the update is still busy. I need to add a check to that. Gotta remind myself now. So I guess we're waiting those full 3 minutes, huh? Gotta be thorough, see what happens. But it seems the good news is that message only comes up once. The other weird thing is, how does it get the amount of XP? Like literally within seconds. Yet it's still busy processing. Like what even? So we potentially have a way to like make the code go faster. Execute faster. Just me playing with some physics. Seeing if I can't balance this hat on Serrana. God damn it, Serrana.
What now?
Nothing.
Finished?
Yep. I'm very quick. God damn it. Ah, almost thought I had it for a moment there.
Ma took me to the market. We saw this.
Yeah, I don't care, son.
I bet even you couldn't lift it.
Wow, just got insulted by my son. Don't know how to feel about that.
Did you really build this house all by yourself?
Yep.
Wow. What are you doing that for?
Because you're irritating me? Wonderful.
You need something, Pa?
Look at that. I made a perfect seam in his neck.
This place is...
This place is...
in the swamp. I just know it.
It's like, finish that sentence, I dare you. Are we missing all our clothes and stuff? Must be all the mods that I had that are now long gone.
Naked! Naked, naked, naked!
So satisfying. I'm pretty sure the 3 minutes have been up now, haven't they? Or maybe because I said... Whoa! Maybe because I said no. It's not actually going to take 3 minutes? Wait, is it still busy? Let's check the debug quickly. No, it's done. What the hell? I think because there were so many items stolen, it was like, yeah, no. It's going to take way longer. So good news is it took longer than it said it would. So let us, oh boy, I have a lot of things. Where's our, there it is. Let us track something that's not on by default. Like, what is not tracked by default? Everything is on here. How about combat? People killed. I've killed lots of people. So I'm going to try and enable two things at once. Let's see what happens. People and animals. We should get a message saying, hey, this is going to take a while. There are currently 2,129 pre-existing XP activity actions that need to be rewarded. 2129. Let's see if that's true. What was it? People and animals. 1558. Yeah, that's right. And then we get a message. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Existing complete activities were detected. Total XP to reward. What's that? 28, 200, 2,855,000. No, 28 million. Yeah, 28 million. So let's see how much was actually supposed to be rewarded. 6 million. And tell you now. And 22 million. So wants to give 28 4 something, 28 5, oh, round it off. So that is correct. So let's say if we accept this time, are we going to get that? Gained across, okay. And if we go check, do we actually get it? Yeah, we actually do get it. Nice. So let us set our experience to 0. Let's test again. This time we're going to say no. And then I got another test that I want to do. Again, it's going to be combat. We're going to do creatures this time.
What can I do for you?
Did I want to say yes or no? I can't remember now. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. It's going to give us 9 million. Why does it feel like I'm playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Do you want to accept 9 million? Yes or no? Huh. So I'm gonna discard it. And then nothing should happen. No XP will be rewarded. If I check my logs, something, do our help, we have no experience. Now here's what I wanted to test, because I feel we might break something here. I'm going to enable undead, right? Then I'm going to close this. Oh nice! You can't open the configurator because current changes. Oh, I thought about this a long time ago. I love it. So the Skyrim debug did that always show before? That Skyrim debug message? We have to take care of it. Anyway, total XP to reward 2 million something. 77360. We're gonna accept it this time. Nice. So we then should have gotten that amount. Yes, we did. Nice. Let us now go and do one more, which is going to be Daedra. $4,659,000. Wait. Hold up. This time it didn't ask us, or did I skip that? I skipped it, didn't I? I'd have to go back and check on the stream to actually see what happened there. Damn it. Let's do it again then. Tracking options, tracked activities. Crafting maybe? Let's do Souls Trapped. There we go. Oh, there we go. You have chosen to... Okay. What I want to see is if the numbers correlate. Let's do magic items made. I don't think I've made many of those on my playthrough. Total amount, 0. 474261. 474261. That is correct. Let's do another one. Let's do armor improved. Six four 6414. Yeah, total XP to reward. Nice. Let's see if it will give it to us. 2 4 3 6 7 8. Okay, now here's the big, the kicker, right? What if we're gonna hit the max limit on XP? What is it gonna do then? Because that's the one thing I'm worried about. So we're gonna go ahead and set our experience points to 214 748 3647. That's the max limit of XP that you can possibly earn. Why is it 648? It should be 647. 646? Did we break it? Anyway, 647 is what it should be at. It must be at max or something. We'll see now what happens. So we're on max, okay. What happens now if we turn attract activity on? Weapons improved. What is it gonna do to it? Total XP to reward 0. It must be because I went over. So I gotta make sure if the total XP to reward is 0, we don't show the message, obviously, because we just wouldn't. Do we accept it? Do we discard? If we discard it, what happened to our XP? Nothing. And then what if we... What if we get under the limit? What have we done? Days as Vampire, 2. Perfect. Let's do Days as Vampire. We set this to a 3. Days as Vampire, enable. Whoa, I got a fright. It's just Serana. We only get 14,000. That's great. So what happens if we're close to the limit? So we set this to 7, right? That means we only have 10,000 experience points we can possibly earn. And we go and we say crafting, enable, I don't know, weapons made, right? Will it try to give us more? Or will it say, hey, you can only get 10,000? Or will it be 0? It wants to give us 71,000. That's not possible though, is it? Because the limit is... Okay, something went wrong. I'm gonna rather discard that. Set the limit to 2147. 2147 483 647. 483 647. Okay, that's the absolute max. Now we're gonna just change this to a 7 instead. And let's just make sure that is reflecting. 2147 473 Why is it showing as 473664? That is so freaking weird. Set it to 0. Now it's at 0. And then set it to 214748 3647. Now it sets it to 3664. It's almost like it can't handle. Regardless, let's see if it's going to try push it over the limit. Let's do something like misc objectives. We have so many of those. So it shouldn't allow us to go over. And there's the problem. It should have given us enough experience it should technically go up to the amount of experience, and anything over that gets ignored. So we got to fix that. Got a few things to fix. What was the other thing to fix? If there's 0 XP to be rewarded, don't show. Okay, so let's go ahead and start fixing things. So long as if total XP allocated greater than 0, only then are we going to show that. Actually, that doesn't need to be in the if. That could just be like that. This needs to come out of here. Regardless of what choice you make, if you hit the XP limit at some point, you're gonna get that message. Technically this can be part of the if statement, can't it? If button 0, aka accept. And we're already checking for total XP. So this could change to I total update count greater than 1, else greater than 0. Actually, this can go out of that loop, the button 0 and button 1 loop. Like that. That should work nicely. And then we need to do that check we do where it would have gone over. If the current XP plus I random XP value is greater than or equal to 2147483667, the random XP value, we set it to 0 and the update count to 0. But that's not technically what we want to do. We want to then set it to I random XP value to however much is remaining. So the limit minus the current XP. That should work then, I think, right? Because then let's say our limit was 10,000 and our current XP is 8,000. The remainder would be 2,000. Yeah. So our random XP value, if we hit the cap, should be whatever the cap is minus the current amount of XP, not 0. Because we want to allow it to give us how much, you know, it would have been. And if we happen to be at the cap minus the cap, that should technically be 0, no? Okay, I think what needs to happen is we need 3 checks. So I got it here. Else if the first check, we're just checking if the current XP is greater than or equal to the limit, then you're going to be hit with this stuff. Random XP value should be 0. And update count should be 0. If we're already at the limit. Else if current XP plus random XP is going to be greater than or equal to, we're going to say be hit XP limit, which is still going to be true, except this time we're going to give you the remainder, so that you're not at the limit yet. And then the update count should be, how do we handle the update count now, because we're unsure. We can't say 0 because technically it's not true, so I think we should we can remove update count completely. Assigning all of the earned XP will cause an overflow. Assigning XP to up to limit instead. XP to the limit? Does that sound better? Assigning XP to the limit instead. To the XP limit instead. Only add XP to the XP limit. That should work. The other thing we needed to solve was the menu, the way that looks, yeah? So let's head to the creation kit. So detected was one word too long. Maybe remove the were. You think detected might fit? Might still be too long, I think. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Completed activities were detected, maybe instead of existing. And then the total XP to reward, we said, needs to go on its own line underneath. Would you like to accept the existing XP reward? Would you like to accept the existing XP reward? For the completed activities? Would you like to accept the existing XP reward for the Would you like to accept the XP reward for the completed activities or discard them? Or discard it completely? And then activities going forward for the tracked activities going forward for the tracked for the enabled activities going forward for the enabled activities, but now I'm repeating myself. Activities XP activities. XP activities going forward. Enabled XP activities going forward will be rewarded as usual, as per usual. This only affects existing XP activities that have been completed. And then we could say accept XP, discard XP. I think that looks a bit better, yeah? Accept XP and discard XP. No XP will be rewarded for the enabled No XP will be rewarded for existing XP activities that were enabled. That should be a little bit better, I think. So let's go and compile that. I feel like there was something I was supposed to remember. I'm sure we'll figure it out now. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna test this with my save again, I guess. So why it said 3 minutes is completely like incorrect. But better over than under, right? So how it gets that is it takes the update count. It took the average function run duration, which was 0.003808. Then it multiplies it by 15929. Wait, how does it even take this? I need to actually see this. It takes the function run duration, which is 0.003808, times by the update count, 15929, minus the average function run duration, minus 0.003808, estimated function run duration, so function run duration is, I'm just trying to test this and see what the hell is going on here. That times the update count, which is 15929, which is 60. And the average function run duration, why am I... minus the average plus 0.01 times the update count, which is 15929, which is 160. 160 divided by minutes, that's 2.6 minutes. So that's where it gets to almost 3 minutes. Huh. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely overcompensating in this case. T-Bone32, how's it going? Do I have to only stream at 720? Yeah, unfortunately due to the restraints and restrictions in South Africa. That's the best that I'm going to be able to stream in 1080p until I can get transcoding. Not a lot of people are going to be able to actually watch the stream then. Okay, this actually worked perfectly. So you have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Complete activities were detected. Total XP to reward. Would you like to accept the XP reward for the complete activity or discard it completely? This only affects existing XP activities that have been completed. Enabled XP activities going. Oh, okay. Our text got clipped off here. So we're gonna have to fix that. So how much XP do we have in total? We have 0 now. So if I go and accept this, we should get to 2309, whatever that is. And we did. Cool. Now let's go ahead and wipe our experience points. And let's just confirm that's wiped. Yeah, it is. Where's our configurator? And let's go and enable like people killed. Let's do people killed. What was the point of that again? What we were trying to test? Oh, if we hit the limit. Let's set our limit. Let's first figure out what the limit was again. The integer limit goes up to... There it is. So the limit is 2147. 2147. 4836. 4836. 47. So now we're at our limit. So if we try to enable something like this, we should get a message that basically says, nope, you're gonna get 0 XP. There we go. You have hit the generic XP limit, and as such no more generic XP will reward until you spend some of your generic XP. And if we check our debug log, total amount of assigning the earned XP will cause an overflow. Skipping XP assignment instead, which is brilliant because we're currently at the cap, right? Now what happens if we just get under the cap by 10,000? So I'm going to set this to 7. And then we're going to go and enable, let's say, animals killed. So technically it should only give us up to 10,000 experience points. $9,983 in this case. So there's a bit of a rounding issue in Skyrim, but at least we know this is working. Total XP to reward 9983. Run free and dive into the sky. So we're currently under the limit because we're on 547 instead of 48. So let's accept this and let's see if we get, okay, and then we get the, we've hit the generic XP limit. That's great. Brilliant. And then let's check how much XP was assigned. 48. 364. Okay, so we're at the limit now. Let's get under the limit one more time, because there's one more thing that I want to test, which was wait, what did I want to test? There was another test case. There was something I want to test. Oh right, the generic XP limit. If I don't accept the XP that's given, does it still show? So we're going to enable creatures. And this would push us over the limit. But we're going to say discard XP. It still shows that we've hit the generic limit, which we technically haven't. So why is that showing? Let's check our debug. We're only supposed to show our hit XP limit when... Oh, okay. Okay, I see where that's coming from. That's because earlier, if we hit our current XP, that's when it hits hit XP limit, but it's not taking into account whether we accept it or not. So technically we should just remove B hit XP limit from here when we're trying to bring it up to the max. Because until it gets to the max, you haven't technically hit the limit. So this is technically incorrect. The check should only happen when you're at the limit itself. So when you're greater than or equal to the limit, that is when it should tell you you've hit the limit, not less. That's you're going to hit the limit. So that needs to change. So let's go ahead and we need to make some changes. Let's go to our creation kit. So first thing we need to do, that reward message gets cut off. Looking where it gets cut off at enabled XP activity is going. This only affects existing XP activities that have been completed. How can we shorten this? Not ones going forward. Does that sound confusing now? This only affects existing XP activities that have been completed, not ones going forward. That's going to be too long, so not ones going forward is what we're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. Doesn't sound cool? What doesn't sound cool? The message had? Do you have a better suggestion? I can only go up to this length. So like up until here is the limit. Right here. because there's a limit with Skyrim. I can show you a screenshot here. So that's what it looks like in the game, obviously. And we got cut off there. So this is the max amount of text that we can show in this message box. It's not really based... Yeah, it is based on characters. Let me figure out exactly how many characters that is. With spaces and everything. It is 94 characters. I think the limit might be 95, but currently 94 seems safe. 94 characters with spaces. Shows earned XP? What do you mean by shows earned XP? I just need to add a debug here to specify how much XP we're actually assigning. XP to assign is what I should have here. This only affects XP earned, not future XP. See what I'm trying, so the context of this is in the menu you can enable or disable tracked activities, right? And this is a message that pops up once you've enabled an activity and it detects those activities were done in the past. It can detect the count of how many times you've done said activity. Let's say lockpicking. You've done it 50 times before. So I'm trying to specify this only affects the enabled XP activities that have been completed, not ones going forward. Obviously if I had more like space it will be a whole lot more conclusive, but we hit the limit. So I don't want to say only affects XP earned, not future XP, because that doesn't specify the past activities. So that's why I said this only affects existing XP activities that have been completed, not ones going forward. I would say not activities going forward or new activity, but obviously I can't fit that. Not ones going forward. If we can like come back to that and like figure out what we'll have to do there. Pushing the limits once again. I was thinking it so long. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, other than that, I think I've resolved all of the matters in here. I can't even remember if there was something I was supposed to remember now. Oh right, why the hitting the limit is showing, but that we've solved. And this only shows once you've able to allocate enough XP, so greater than 0 in this case. If the XP would have been 0 to reward, then it would just show nothing. So I need to just make sure I compile that quickly. Cool, let's give it one more test. And then I'm gonna have to head off to have some dinner. It's gotten quite late my side, really fast, although I did start quite late as well. Whoops. So let's go right to the bottom. Chicken dinner? Surprisingly, yes. It's a creamy chicken pasta. So chicken dinner indeed, and I'm the winner. Okay, there we go. You have chosen to enable one or more XP activities. Total XP to reward. So like, you like to accept the XP reward for the complete activity or discard it completely. This only affects existing XP activities that have been completed, not ones going forward. It sounds about right, huh? And it fits and it looks good. We're gonna say discard. And then we're gonna set our XP to the limit once again. Set DMN SXPA experience points to 2147483 647. So now we're at the limit. So if we wait, we want to be under the limit first. So now we're under the limit. So if we're under the limit, we shouldn't get that pesky message. They're currently 155 previous that need to be rewarded. Okay, cool. Total XP to reward 9983. Okay, so we're gonna accept the XP. Okay, we should be at the limit now. Let's just check. So we are 483. Yeah, we're at the limit. Okay, and we didn't get a limit message, but if I try now, and let's say creatures or whatever, we should get a warning and nothing should happen. We're not going to get the accept or deny the reward, because obviously the amount to reward would have been 0. What we do get instead is the you have hit the generic XP limit, which is absolutely perfect. And then if I want to spend XP, oh, we have negative. Oh, that is not good. Okay, we just discovered a cool bug here, which I'm gonna have to resolve. 3664. It's so weird. When I put 647, the last 3 digit, it goes to 664. Like, what the hell? Is it just displaying like that? 3664. So where did this go wrong? So that's fine. It goes wrong somewhere where we... I think it's when we enabled. So when I tried to assign XP when we're at the limit. Flashback to stealing Dad's meat. We're gonna accept the XP. The moment we accepted it, we're negative. Okay. So that is a bug that I'm gonna resolve tomorrow. I'm gonna make a note of it, because we have not solved the issue. So I'm gonna add another card quickly and entitle it solve fix integer overflow on XP. And we're gonna label that as high priority and a bug, because that currently is reproducible. And I'm gonna specify when you set the experience points to the limit. Is that the limit? Of when it tries to assign the XP. There we go. Cool. Done. That's saved. Thanks for voting, T-Bone. I really appreciate it. So I know the few things that I need to solve. Do some trick shots over here now. Get that off the table. Oh, 2 for 1. That's a twofer. Can we get some garlic? How about that pot with things on it? Oh, beautiful. And that's how you bring the bowl to you. That was perfect. Oh, brilliant. Cool, so I'm going to end off the stream here. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'm going to be continuing coding at some other point. Got a few things to solve now and sit through and think through. That's going to be fun, as always. Hope you have an incredible evening further and an incredible week ahead. Should name the title that, Trick Shots with Bows in Skyrim 2018. Alright. Bye for now.
Take me back to the place.